born and raised in Ukraine, in a courageous country, which is on the minds of the entire progressive world today, and which is steadfastly fighting the superior forces of the aggressor. My master's degree is from National University of Kyiv. This is a wonderful university that is famous throughout Europe for its excellent School of Physics. Now classes at the National University of Kyiv are interrupted. Students and teaching staff are defending their city, their country, and democracy around the world. But I was lucky to study there and get an excellent training in physics. Then I continued my education in Israel. My PhD degree is from another fantastic place, that is Technion, Israel Institute of Technology. So I'm a pure physicist by training, but I have dedicated my research career to most human application of physics, that is medical physics and medical imaging. Today, I am privileged to be a professor in Canadian academia, and I am a true believer that being a professor and a mentor is a mission rather than occupation. In this regard, I would like to appeal to my colleagues in Russian Academy of Science. With your tacit consent, the lives of young people in Ukraine are being destroyed today. I can only hope the democratic world will stop this war and that young people can return to a normal life where they can learn, create, and build their future. Thank you. I have dedicated my career to developing better imaging technologies for breast cancer diagnosis. In particular, one of the major projects in my group focuses on molecular breast imaging. Molecular breast imaging is especially beneficial for the 40 to 50% of women who have dense breast tissue. These women often get false negative results from their regular mammograms. They are also considered to be at higher risk of developing breast cancer, both genetically and because conventional imaging techniques do not work well for them. In contrast to conventional X-ray mammography, molecular breast imaging uses molecular biomarkers to detect breast cancer. What is extremely important here is that diagnostic capabilities of molecular breast imaging are inherently independent of breast tissue density. The first Sanderbinian molecular breast imaging system is now developed in my group, fully evaluated in laboratory settings, and currently is undergoing clinical trials at Princess Margaret Cancer Center in Toronto. Dozens of patients have been already scanned, and we were able to detect very complex cancer cases at a very low dose of radiation that was not achievable before us. Thus, we believe that our research advances the field of breast cancer diagnosis and treatment beyond the current standard of care. Well, if it weren't for Russia's attack on Ukraine, I would like to talk about equality and women's right to fulfill their potential in the workplace. But war changes priorities. For me, International Women's Day this year is solidarity with those women of Ukraine from whom the Russian aggressor is trying to take away their immutable right to live in peace, raise their children in a democratic country, and speak to their children in their mother tongue. The women of Ukraine are worried about the lives of their children. They are forced to shelter them from bombs and do not know what awaits them tomorrow. I want to appeal to the women of Russia. Say no to war. Do not let your children to be involved in the murder of other people's children in Ukraine. Perhaps if on March the 8th, you will be not silent, but take to the streets to protest against the war, the Russian authorities will not dare to shoot at you, and you will be able to stop this absolutely unjustified, terrible war. 100 years ago, women in Europe fought for universal women's suffrage. Today, the barbarian regime in Russia has set us back more than 100 years, and we must support Ukraine in its fight for democracy and for the very right to life. This is what International Women's Day means for me this year.